Hello and welcome back to Encarteraux. In this video I wanted to show you the finished second module, but since it didn't quite work as expected, I will show you where I failed and how I'm probably going to fix it. So what happened? Well, failure is always an option, and so I have to admit that the build of my second module didn't go as planned. While building the parts for the module went quite well, one exception, the final assembly didn't. But before we talk about what went wrong, enjoy a short speed build of a small fuse box I created for the second module. This was already the second attempt at building this fuse box, because I had the problem that the drawings my machine makes are not properly aligned with the cuts, and at first the results looked like this. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a solution online, and the company that made my cutting machine still hasn't answered my question on how to calibrate the drawing tool. So I did some tests and noticed that the drawings are always offset vertically, and fortunately they're always shifted exactly by 1.5 mm. Now, this allows me to still align my drawings properly if I just move them a little bit. As you can see on this garbage container, it works quite well. With that problem solved, I was quite confident that the assembly of the second module would go smoothly. And at the beginning it did, until it didn't. I still have a huge problem with the gravel for the train tracks. In my first module I used a glue stick, and as you can see there isn't much gravel left because it keeps falling off. For the second module I tried spray glue, and while the results seemed better at first, I then had problems gluing on the train tracks. They stick to the gravel but not to the ground. And additionally, the parts where there is no gravel are still sticky, even days after I applied the glue. I will try other ways to add gravel to the train tracks in the future, but for now I decided to just leave it be. But if anyone has some idea on how to create a convincing gravel texture, I would like to hear it. Feel free to leave a comment. But that wasn't everything that went wrong. The next issue I had was with how I constructed the bases of my modules. I only added one connector for each side and noticed that that's not enough to hold the modules in place. They drift apart on the side where they are not connected. This means that I need two connectors on each side. Then I noticed that I have a gap in the retaining wall where the modules meet, because it doesn't have a support behind it to keep it straight. And at this point I decided that I need to go back to the drawing board and redesign the base construction for the modules. But at least some parts of the build went relatively smooth, so enjoy a speed build of one of the utility poles for the train tracks. Since failure is never the end, but only an opportunity to learn and improve, in the next videos you will see how I keep on redesigning and rebuilding the first modules. We will start with the base construction. The computer model is already almost done, and this time I will test everything before I add all the parts that go on top. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next video.